Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, text number 13. Akyahi Vrishabhadram va Sadhunam Akritagasam Atmavairopya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam. Translation. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore I wish all good to you. Please tell me who is the perpetrator of these mutilations which blackmail the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Purport. The reputations of the reign of Maharaj Ramachandra and of the reigns of the kings who followed in the footsteps of Maharaj Ramachandra, like the Pandavas and their descendants, are never to be forgotten, because in their kingdoms offenseless and honest living beings were never in trouble. The bull and the cow are the symbols of the most offenseless living beings, because even the stool and urine of these animals are utilized to benefit human society. The descendants of the sons of Pritha, like Maharaj Parikshit, were afraid to lose their reputations. But in the modern days, the leaders are not even afraid of killing such offenseless animals. Herein lies the difference between the reign of those pious kings and the modern states ruled by irresponsible executive heads without knowledge of the codes of God. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, as we are all aware, our state is currently gripped in the frenzy of electoral politics. So there are leaders engaged in vigorous campaigns. Some are spelling out the benefits which they will provide to the voters if voted in, and are seeking votes based on that. And some are talking about their fulfilled promises and commitments due to which they have to be re-elected. Now, as an organization, we, ISKCON Bangalore, are apolitical. So we only wish that whoever gets elected will be helpful and cooperate with us in furthering the cause of our Krishna consciousness activities for the benefit of the society at large. So, as a part of our public relations, we meet the leaders and politicians cutting across the party lines, and we give them Krishna Prasadam and extend our best wishes for them. So during such course of meetings, I happened to meet one of the leaders. And this leader, during the conversation, he said that he believes only in the Constitution of India. And he said, because that has the codes on how the society must be governed. And he believes everyone must be treated lawfully and fairly based on the Constitution. Now, this seems fair enough. It's a very good expectation, and it should be as it is in the democracy. But it is interesting to note that the Constitution itself has undergone various amendments and will undergo many more amendments in the future. It's not a one-time done and permanent codes, but it is going on amended. And the leaders who get elected are called lawmakers. The lawmakers means that they can make new laws or amend the existing laws which are in the Constitution. And how do these lawmakers get elected? The lesser said, the better. We all know how the leaders get elected, what kind of leaders get elected. And the codes of how the society must be run and governed is made by these certain elected lawmakers, and the results are well evident in front of us. Now in contrast, Srila Prabhupada is talking about how the pious kings headed by Maharaj Ramachandra, Lord Rama, because everyone talks about Rama Rajya, the ideal state or kingdom was run by Rama, and his descendants further, like Pandavas, is what Prabhupada is referring in this purport. They ruled their kingdom with the knowledge of the codes of God. So in the previous verse, purport, the codes of God are mentioned, and how to access these codes are also mentioned. Very interesting. The verse, in the verse translation, actually what is told is, in the state of the kings who are obedient to the laws of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, there is no one as unhappy as you. So the word laws is what is used. But Prabhupada used in the purport, he has interchanged the word laws to mean codes. He says the kings or executive heads of all society, all states must know the codes of Lord Krishna, which are generally in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and must act accordingly in order to fulfill the mission of human life. One who knows the codes of Lord Krishna can achieve this end without any difficulty. In the Bhagavad Gita, these codes are given in synopsis, and Srimad Bhagavatam, the same codes are explained further. So in the state where the codes of Krishna are followed, no one is unhappy. And when such codes are not followed, all miseries follow. This is what was there in the previous purport. And it said that when Krishna was personally present, the codes of Krishna were being followed without question, but in his absence, the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam will serve to be the codes of God to be followed. So we are sitting here in the IT capital of India. How many software engineers do we have in this class? Quite a sizable few are there. So you understand about the codes and programming, and so everybody here mostly knows that IT capital means mostly software engineers, and they are all into coding. I'm not from that field, but I'm trying to draw that analogy for the benefit of all the IT crowd here. So those of you who are all software engineers, or even otherwise as common sense, you will understand that when executing a program in a software, you have program. So there will be a coding behind that by which the program is functioning, right? So you're running the program. If program something is going wrong, you have to debug or you have to set right the program. So when the programmer works, so he will first ask, I want to know the source code, right? Is there a source code? If source code is there, it is easy to execute the program properly. Suppose then he is told there is no documentation, there is no source code given, nothing you have to figure out. Then he has to do a lot of trial and error. He has to keep doing, then he will see whether it is executing, program is working, not working, trial and error. But how much ever he does that, it will be a partial, it will not be perfect as if there is a source code given already. Right? So now constitution, what we are having to govern the society, either it be in India or any country, any state, it's like the trial and error method of source code. There is no source code, or rather they have not accessed the source code, so they are doing trial and error. And so cannot really get the perfect output. Whereas if a source code is given, then it's very easy to execute the program, yes or no? If you have the source code. So, but one getting the source code, even if somebody is given, see, this is the source code of the program, take it and you work. One has to verify whether the source code is bona fide. Is it authorized? Is it coming from the proper source? Or somebody has just cheated? Right? But if one says that this program was written by such and such, whatever company, Microsoft, for example. So it's a Microsoft source code I am giving you, then you will trust. Oh, okay, Microsoft has brand value. So I will trust. So you will take. Similarly, now source code here, Prabhupada is saying the source code is Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the authorization or bona fide verification for that is, it's coming from Prabhu, it's coming in parampara, coming from Krishna himself and handed over in a unbroken chain of disciplic succession, parampara. So therefore that source code is trustable, bona fide, you think. But even if you think there an element of faith is required, right? Somebody comes and says this is a Microsoft code you take, so it works. But the software engineer has to trust, okay, Microsoft is trustable, so I will do. But he has to work on that code, he has to put that code and execute. Then when he sees step by step program is functioning, he gets more and more faith. So similarly our sadhana is, source code is there. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam's course is mentioned. Prabhupada is telling, follow this, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative, do this. Now on faith, we have to execute the program. So if you execute the program, then you will start seeing that, oh, it is working. So this applies individually in our lives and collectively to the society, to the whole world. So therefore the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam give these wonderful codes of God for a peaceful running of the entire society or the world. And when those source codes are not followed and we go by trial and error method, this is where we have landed. The situation which we are in currently. So here the examples are being given of Lord Ramachandra and of Yudhishthira or Parthas. It is said the sons of Pritha. Pritha is Queen Kunti. So the sons of Queen Kunti are the Pandavas, headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira. Usually in Bhagavad Gita, many times Krishna has addressed Arjuna as Partha. But not only Arjuna is Partha, all the Pandavas are also Parthas. So Yudhishthira is also Partha. So in the previous classes, I think one of these classes Mahaprabhu Gauranga Prabhu gave, he was explaining about, already he has given a wonderful story about Maharaj Ramachandra and his kingdom and how wonderfully it was being run, how the justice was being served in Maharaj Ramachandra's kingdom, how even a dog was heard for justice. I think some of you might have attended. I will not repeat that story. But today we will see how similarly in the lineage immediate to Maharaj Parikshit, the previous king, previous emperor of the world, before Maharaj Parikshit was his grandfather, Maharaj Yudhishthira, and how Maharaj Yudhishthira used to rule and how he used to govern the society according to the codes of God, how dharma was executed, so, and how Maharaj Parikshit was following in his footsteps. So in the Mahabharata there is this story of how Yudhishthira was first crowned the prince or Yuvaraja. Yuvaraja is like a heir apparent. He is the next to be emperor. So there was the whole political intrigue in Mahabharata where the cousins, the brothers, Kauravas and Pandavas, they were growing up together. And Maharaj Yudhishthira, Dhritarashtra, the blind king, was on the throne as a caretaker. Actually, because he was blind, he was actually not supposed to ascend the throne because there is no grown hair who can actually ascend the throne. So he was caretaker king, caretaker emperor. And so at an appropriate time, he had to hand over the throne to the fit person. So now the Pandavas and Kauravas had grown up, they had finished their education, and now the next heir apparent has to be announced. And Dhritarashtra, being very attached to his son Duryodhana, wanted him to ascend the throne, although Yudhishthira was actually the qualified person to become the prince. But somehow Dhritarashtra had this desire. And much against the will of all the other well-wishers of the Kuru dynasty, be it Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, or even the wise Vidura, Dhritarashtra was thinking, no, somehow Duryodhana has to be given a chance. So Vidura came up with a plan. He said, okay, after all the education of both Pandavas, Kauravas, everything is done. So he called upon the court and said that the decision for who will become the next king, who will be announced as the prince, heir apparent, let it be decided based on a test in the court. So between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. So the test was, they have to give a justice, they have to give a verdict in a case. So the case was brought forth. There were 4 criminals brought to the court. And they are told, now you have to give the justice. What is the punishment to be meted out to these criminals? They have already confessed their crime. And now you have to give it. So what is a crime? Crime is that the 4 have conspired together and murdered a person. They committed murder together. All 4 have schemed and plotted and committed a murder. All the 4 are responsible for killing of a person. So they are accused of murder and they have confessed the crime. So now we have to declare the punishment. So Duryodhana, being of course the eager and enthusiastic person, he said, I should get the first chance because I am the eldest son of the king, emperor, my father. So Vidura said, not by that justice, but because you are the younger than Yudhishthira, so youngster gets the first chance, so you'll get the chance. So you give the verdict. So Duryodhana said, what is there to think so much? It's very fair, very clean, very clear. All 4 have conspired and it is the rule of the law. Manusmriti, all the courts say that if someone commits murder, he has to be killed. So the death penalty is the punishment for all these 4. They have to be given death penalty. That's all. That is my verdict. Over. So Dhritarashtra was very happy. He said, oh, very good, wonderful verdict he has given. Duryodhana is fit to be the king, already declared. Then Vidura said, please wait. One more chance. Yudhishthira also has to be given chance. He also has to say. You cannot simply go by what Duryodhana is saying. No, he is speaking from the verdict of the courts of Manu. So what is there of, what is differently he will tell Yudhishthira? What is the need? Now the verdict is given. So Vidura said, no, but still we have to give a chance to Yudhishthira. Let us see if he agrees with this verdict or if he has a different idea. Let us give him a chance. So then Yudhishthira was just hearing silently all this while without speaking anything. So then finally Dhritarashtra relented. He said, okay, let Yudhishthira also give it. So Yudhishthira then stood up and he said, before I give the verdict, I would like to get into the details of the case little more. So he asked, I want to know what are these 4 criminals by qualification. Please note, by qualification, not by birth, because in our common understanding, caste or varna means by birth. Here he is asking for varna, Yudhishthira is asking varna, but by qualification. So then all of them spoke up. There's one person said, I am a Shudra, I am a servant in this house of this person, this Vaishya. He is my master. And he only told me to kill this person. So then this person said, I am Vaishya, I am a businessman. and I ordered my servant to go and kill him. Then the other person said, I am a Kshatriya, and I knew about this conspiracy, and I told that I will cover up, don't worry, I will take care, nothing will happen to all of you. So I covered up the crime. So I am Kshatriya. Then the last person told, I am Brahmana. Actually, that person was troubling me. I wanted him to be killed. So I told the king, and then the king told the businessman by giving him some money. And because for the money, he told the Shudra, and the Shudra killed him. So this is how the crime was executed. So then Yudhishthira said, so now I will announce my punishment to all these four. Said the Shudra should be given 4 years of imprisonment. The Vaishya should be given 8 years of imprisonment. The Kshatriya should be given 16 years of imprisonment. And the Brahmana is actually worthy of death penalty. But because a Brahmana has to be, according to scripture, Brahmana should not be killed. Even a king cannot order to kill a Brahmana, but this Brahmana should realize his grave offense. So I am giving him lifetime imprisonment. So he will regret, he will understand, and he will reform. So this is my punishment. Immediately Shakuni got up and he said, what is this nonsense? It's so unfair. You are giving unequal treatment. Everybody has committed same crime, but you are giving less punishment to one, more punishment to this is unjust, it is unfair. How are you saying this is fair? So he said, the punishment is according to the degree of the knowledge of crime one possesses and still commits the crime. So actually it is unfair to give the same punishment to all, because the knowledge of the crime each person has is different. The Shudra was simply obeying his master. My master told you do it, so I did it. He doesn't have much knowledge about the crime. Why I should kill, how I should kill, how is it fair to kill this person? He doesn't think all this. My master told I'll kill. So he is not so much a criminal, so only 4 years. Vaishya, he did it for money. Oh, I got money, so I did. He doesn't know really why, what is the purpose, why that person should be killed. He also doesn't know much. So, but for money he did. And he ordered, he made his servant kill him. So he gets double of his servant. So 8 years. Kshatriya is supposed to actually protect. He has to avoid this crime, prevent the crime. And he has to execute the dharma properly. But he became complicit with them and he cooperated with them. And he helped them to commit. So he gets double of what the Vaishya gets. So 16 years. Brahmana is the one who actually has all the idea of what is dharma and adharma, and he should not commit this crime. He knows very well, and still he has taken this step of committing this crime. So he is actually at the, so that's why he gets lifetime imprisonment. Although actually he deserves death, but because there is a hope that because he knows Shastras, he will come to his senses and he will reform by the end of his life. So I am giving him lifetime imprisonment. So you see, even if the codes of God are given, there is wisdom required to execute that, like how Maharaj Yudhishthira did. So therefore these kings are role models and their reputation stood like that. So Maharaj Yudhishthira's reputation, so after he gave this verdict, of course, Dhritarashtra, everyone glorified Maharaj Yudhishthira. So everybody said, Yuvraj Yudhishthir ki jai. So Dhritarashtra was helpless. Already verdict is out. Who has to be the Yuvraj? So he reluctantly said, so let Yudhishthira become the crown prince. So if you see, this is the way the rulers were selected, not elected by ignorant masses of people. So by such kind of a qualification they were elected. So therefore here in the purport Prabhupada is saying the reputation of reign of Maharaj Ramachandra and of Pandavas are never to be forgotten, because in their kingdoms, offenseless and honest living beings were never in trouble. So this is the criteria of choosing a leader. Honest and offenseless living beings must never be in trouble. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaj, who is in the same lineage, is facing this situation today, what we are seeing in this verse, where he is faced with mother cow crying in pain. Mother cow is actually is earth, bhumi, and Dharma is the bull, and his 3 legs have been beaten and broken. So he is now addressing, we are seeing in the last few verses, he is addressing Dharma, who is the cause of this situation, and he is assuring him that he will punish the culprit and protect the victim, which is his duty. So in the purport, Prabhupada is very nicely mentioning the importance of the bull and the cow. Very beautiful. Prabhupada is saying the bull and the cow are the symbols of the most offenseless living beings, because even the stool and urine of these animals are utilized to benefit human society. You see, what is the criteria to say that somebody is offenseless? What is the word meaning of offenseless? Offending means doing some harm. Offenseless means one who does not commit any harm to anyone. So the cow and bull are offenseless. They don't harm anyone. Not only that, but they are always giving benefit to the society. They not only harm, but they always help or benefit the society. So they are the symbols of the most offenseless living beings. How they benefit, we know. Not just by giving milk, cow gives milk, but also the stool and urine of these animals are utilized for benefiting human society. And the cows and bulls are beneficial either alive or dead. Even after their death, their skin is used for as leather. So if one commits offense or harms these offenseless animals, such a person also must be called a terrorist. Now the world is very anxious to counter terrorism. They say Atankavad, terrorists. They are creating atank, they are creating terror. They are harming someone who is innocent, who is offenseless, right? They'll just go and blast some bomb somewhere, or sometimes they are suicide bombers. And they are not killing, it's not in a military field, it's not army versus army, or it is not armed forces, unarmed, harmless civilians, innocent people, they are killing. That is why they are called terrorists. But if we reflect a little bit deeply, whether all these people, all of us, are also actually innocent, or we are also to some extent terrorists. In the modern civilization, every person who sits at the dining table too is a terrorist. Isn't he? An American philosopher and activist, Steve Best, he gives the definition of terrorism. He says, I define terrorism as any intentional act to injure or kill a living, sentient, innocent being for scientific, political, or economic purposes. You see, who is terrorist? What is terrorism? Any intentional act to injure or kill a living, sentient, innocent being for scientific. Many times they kill animals in lab for experiment. Scientific, for political reasons, somebody kills. Or economic purposes. They will say, oh, if we don't kill these animals, then they will have to be fed so much. It's going to affect the economy. GDPs. So economic purposes. So they are all, even for all these purposes, if you do, then you are a terrorist. According to what? Not according to me, according to Steve Best, an American philosopher. So aren't these animals also under the same category? Animals are also citizens, right? Because they are also praja. They are also born in this land. So Prabhupada says, very nicely, beautiful statement Prabhupada mentions, Krishna has given grass for the cow to eat. She is not interfering with your food. What right you have got to kill? You have your own food. The cow has got grass for its food. That is nature's way. By God's will, a cow gives 40 pounds, 50 pounds milk daily, but she does not drink that milk. Although it is her milk, no, it gives you to human society. You take, but don't kill me. Let me live. I am eating only grass. Just see. And the civilized men killing them. Without touching your foodstuff, the cow is eating grass, which is given by God. But just you are taking that. Just after your birth, you have only milk. Nowadays, mothers are also not supplying milk. So that also is coming from cow. But after drinking that milk, we are killing that cow. We're not wanting to eat. So Prabhupada is saying, so from the very beginning of life, I am subsisting by the foodstuff given by mother, cow. And when I am grown up, I kill. This is my gratitude. Just see, and they are called civilized. Less than the lowest animal, they are called Naradhama. They are the lowest of mankind. Those who are killing cows or maintaining slaughterhouses are the lowest of mankind. They are not human beings. Less than animals. They have no gratitude. And they want peace. Just see the fun. This is what Prabhupada says in Srimad Bhagavatam lecture in Los Angeles, September 19, 1972. So our age of Kali has come a long way since the first killing of cow and bull, or attempt to kill, that was only attempt, not even actually, he didn't even kill this Kali Purusha. Today, how much it has advanced, gambling, drinking, pollution, prostitution, animal slaughter have become big business. Often sanctioned and taxed by the government. So the Kali spirit has possessed us. Excessive pride has ruined our self-control. Excessive sex has ruined our health. Excessive intoxication has destroyed our society. Lying has obscured our truth. Peace has given way to the war. So Kali's spirit of quarrel and hypocrisy pervades even in the religion. So therefore there is only lip service of religion, but actually in the name of God also people are killing. So Prabhupada further says, one who is being fully satisfied by milk is desirous of killing the cow. He is in the grossest ignorance. We drink cow's milk, therefore cow is our mother. So Krishna created bull to produce grains for our maintenance. Therefore he is our father. Since the bull and cow are our father and mother, how can we kill and eat them? What kind of civilization is this? But the current truth is this. I'll just give you some statistics of America's cow industry. One of the wonderful brand we are all proud of. Many people maybe now sitting here. Before this, we might have been sitting there on a Sunday in McDonald's. The McDonald's production, along with an annual 120 million cartons of real milk. You know, Real is a brand. Real, you have heard. Not the Indian Real brand. I don't know whether it is from McDonald's. But in America, the McDonald's products are given the brand of Real. So they sell real 120 million cartons of real milk. 380 million real milkshakes, 300 million soft serve ice cream cones and sundaes. But they proudly say they are real because they have also handled enough real cow's flesh over the years to sell upwards to 45, how many? Can you guess? 45 billion hamburgers. In other words, instead of protecting the cow, Kali's dairymen are in cahoots with slaughterhouse. So it is this ignorance that compels us to slaughter from 35 to 40 million cows in a year. When we buy some nicely wrapped meat in the market, we have no idea of the suffering we are bringing ourselves by this act. Prabhupada says further, in the age of Kali, propensity for mercy is almost nil. Consequently, there is always fighting between man and nations. Men do not understand that because they are unrestrictedly killing so many animals, we don't see the relation. We think, why war is happening? Why war is happening? Because unrestrictedly killing so many animals, they also must be slaughtered like animals in big wars. Sometimes during the wars, soldiers keep their enemies in concentration camps and kill them in very cruel ways. These are the restrictions brought by unrestricted animal killings in the slaughterhouse. As long as human society allows cows or animals to be killed in slaughterhouses, there cannot be question of peace and prosperity. So you may think, how can you compare concentration camps? Nazi concentration camp, we have all heard of those stories, we have seen some pictures, how brutal it is. Can you compare that with some slaughterhouse? Slaughterhouse is meant for clean handling of the flesh. Right? So, there was a devotee who visited a typical slaughterhouse in America and he gives his description. Now we will see how different it is from a concentration camp. The pictures on the walls told a story of which Kali must be proud. Around the turn of the century, this slaughterhouse which this devotee was visiting, the founder of this company ran a one-man butchering business. So he was alone. He only was doing butchering. He slaughtered several animals weekly and sold his meat products from a horse-drawn wagon. Then time started to change. Refrigeration, mechanization, automobiles, and two of the founder's sons brought growth to this business. Soon, the founder and sons were slaughtering 125 cows daily as they kept gaining more customers and adding more employees to the equipment. Over the years, steady growth has brought this company to its present position as the largest beef slaughterer and fabricator in the eastern United States. So he took this devotee on a tour. So the 1,000 cows bellowed beneath us. Ammonia in the air almost covered the smell of death nearby. And in the slaughterhouse, what was there? He was hearing constantly pistol shots. Cows and bulls were put upside down. There was blood everywhere. And he was thinking, what's going on? So then there was a person called Stunner. They appoint one person called Stunner. So what this Stunner does? He has a pistol. And he shoots each of this creature in the head. The Stunner fires a sliding bolt into the animal's brain. Then it is shackled and hoisted. After shooting, they will hang it upside down so that the blood is drained out. It is still alive, according to the butcher. He is saying it's alive but insensible to pain because we have shot in the brain, so brain is dead, so there is no pain, according to it. So then the butcher down the finisher, he will finish the job by severing the major arteries with a 6-inch double-edged sticking knife. The tongue is hanging, eyes are bulging of the cow, and it is thrashing in her shackles. Her udders are spurting milk. But then the butcher is assuring the devotee, saying, oh, this is just a nervous reaction, but actually the brain is dead. So there is no pain, don't worry. So then the devotee is reflecting, the body, what about the fighting spirituals, the struggling soul? What about the progressive journey of all these souls back to Godhead? What about Krishna? The Kali is running his religion the same way as he is running the wars. Cows and bulls, like enemies, have no souls. Just as a soldier doesn't hesitate to kill his enemy. He doesn't think, oh, he's also having soul. So the butcher, they think, so that's how Kali is running. According to them, they are subhuman, they are non-persons, kill them. So, is it anywhere different from the concentration camp? So therefore, another philosopher of American philosopher, William Ralph Inge, he says, we have enslaved the rest of the animal creation, have treated our distant cousins in fur and feathers so badly that beyond doubt, I think some of you might have seen this in internet, some cartoons also. If animals were in the civilized form, what will they depict human beings to be? So here William Ralph Inge is saying, we have treated animals in such a way that beyond doubt, if they were able to formulate a religion, if the animals had a religion, they would depict the devil in human form. So cows, not only that, Gandhi, our Mahatma Gandhi, he says, cow slaughter and manslaughter are, in my opinion, the two sides of a same coin. Prabhupada further says, how they will be happy? It is not possible, because you are killing cows. So, very wonderfully Prabhupada says, how Krishna has given the way to actually have a civilized life. Our first problem is, we have got this material body, that means we have to eat. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavanti bhutani. If there is sufficient food grain, then both man and animal can be happy. Therefore, our first religion is to produce food grain sufficiently to feed everyone. Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. This matter has been entrusted to the Vaishyas. They should produce sufficient food and give protection to the cows for sufficient milk. Then the whole human society, animal society will be happy. But we are disobeying the orders of the rules given by God. Instead of producing food, Vaishyas of today, the great big business conglomerates of today, what are we producing? During Prabhupada's time, Prabhupada is saying we are producing motor cars, motor tires, motor parts. Now we are producing electronic chips, smaller and smaller chips, and we are producing phones and producing all the kind of artificial intelligence. Natural intelligence is going to zero, to negative. So very nicely Prabhupada is saying here, and therefore people are starving. The manual labor is being misused. I have seen all over the world, there is enough space for producing food grains. Actually, if we produce food grains, we can maintain 10 times of the present population of the whole world. There is no question of scarcity because God has created everything complete. Very wonderfully, Prabhupada is giving a beautiful analogy here. Humorously he is saying, God said, Krishna said, Annad bhavanti bhutani. Krishna never said, God never said, Motor karad bhavanti bhutani. He never says. But instead of producing food grains, we are producing so many unwanted things. People's energy is engaged for so many different things. Therefore, that means there must be war and you must be killed. This is what is happening. So you may be thinking, okay, Prabhu is telling all America, America, America. India, we are all not like that. Prabhupada also condemns India. He says, in India, at the present moment, they have lost their culture. In India, 5,000 years ago, when Maharaj Parikshit was there, one black man was trying to kill a cow, that is Kali Purusha. He immediately took his sword, and the king said, who are you? You are killing cow in my kingdom? In the same India, Government is sanctioning 10,000 cows to be killed daily. I think old figure, Prabhupada is telling 1973, 10,000 cows. Now it will not be in some millions daily. So India is not the same India. India has lost its culture. So is it only this cow is sacred or holy cow because it is Hindu superstition? One may say. Let's see what other religions say. In Islam, because many people think, Islam it is cow killing is all normal. No. Actually in Islam, it is said, but to hunt is forbidden. So long as you are on a pilgrimage, Prophet is saying, Muhammad is saying about people going to Hajj. If you are on the pilgrimage, be mindful of your duty to Allah, unto whom you will all be gathered. In fact, in the Islam it is said, Prophet Muhammad says, no creature can be slaughtered and the perfect harmony should exist between all living beings. Especially during a pilgrimage, Muslim pilgrims approach Mecca wearing a shroud, a mask. Why? Because they should not kill any insects also by mistake. Mosquitoes, lice, grasshoppers and other living creatures must be protected in Mecca. If a pilgrim sees an insect on the ground, he will motion to stop his comrades from accidentally stepping on it. This is what he says. This is what Islam is for. What about Bible, Christianity? Of course, the famous commandment of Jesus Christ, thou shalt not kill. Now we have started to say, thou shalt not murder. He could have said murder, no? Why he is telling thou shalt not kill? And not only that, even in the Old Testament, God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you shall be for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl in the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is a living soul, I have given every green herb for food, and it was so. That means, instead of animal, instead of bird, I have given you green herb, I have given you tree of the fruit of which will be your food. Clearly he is saying this. And then he says, he that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. And then Jesus says in the Gospel of Holy 12, God giveth the grains and the fruits of the earth for food, and for righteous man, truly there is no other lawful sustenance for the body. So, it is very clear, at least from three major religions we have spoken, that cow killing or killing of any animals for that matter is not encouraged in whatsoever terms. So, but now this is happening. So, Prabhupada concludes how Parikshit Maharaj extended compassion to not only human beings but to all the living beings. And now it is not done, therefore the compassion in the human society at large is degrading among even other human beings. Formerly, Prabhupada is saying, if somebody is attacked by another man, many persons will come to help him. Why is this man attacked? Right? Nowadays we see, not only one is about attack, not only that, if there is a road traffic accident, suddenly, some clash happens, some accident happens. People see some crowd gathers, you think, they want to help maybe, that's why they are gathered. No. Why, Takes video, make Instagram reels and post. At the present moment, if man is attacked, the passers-by will not care, because they have lost their sympathy or mercifulness for others. Our neighbor may starve, but we don't care for it. Formerly, the sympathy for living entities, even for an ant, just like Maharaj Parikshit, while he was touring on his kingdom, he saw one man was trying to kill one cow. Entire universe he went and saw everything is being followed properly or not. He didn't find any mistake. Only one man trying to kill one cow. And Parikshit Maharaj immediately took his sword and said, "Who are you? You are killing cow in my kingdom." In Kali Yuga, government discriminates between two nationals. Animal is not national, citizen. Only human beings are citizens. So, the government is not giving protection. So now, to conclude, what is the solution? We are in this current society now. This is the reality. And everything is topsy-turvy. What should we do in that case? So the solution is, as Prabhupada says, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yadyad acharati shreshtas tattad deva tarojam. So the leaders of the society must be influenced to understand this and try to bring this into legislation. Leaders must become Krishna conscious. So for that, it is important not only that we should practice these principles and become Krishna conscious, but we should also preach. So when we preach, then we must have faith that if we preach strongly on what Prabhupada is saying, what Bhagavatam is saying, what the codes of God are saying, faithful people will accept and a transformation will happen. Many times we get a confusion that in the society how change will come, everything is thing. How can you stop slaughter altogether, slaughterhouse, everything is closed, economy will be affected, GDP will be affected, as he was saying. We get this confusion. But a very instructive story Prabhupada has told, I think all of you know this story, which is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the story of Mrigari the hunter. Mrigari was a hunter, by birth he was hunter, he knew only hunting, that is his profession, he didn't know anything else. Narad Muni came across him, he saw how sinful he is, what a karma he will get, he took compassion, he preached to him, he told, Mrigari, what a karma you will get, you will be killed. In the same way, so many times for killing. So please give up this. So Mrigari, by the association of Narada Muni and his purity, see, purity is the first, because Narada Muni spoke. So immediately he said, okay, I will do so. He told you, break your bow first. So Mrigari, that is the only thing he knows, that is the only skill he knows. So you might have told, now what will happen to my GDP? Hey, I am killing, I am breaking my bow, why, how will I eat? Of course he asked this question, but he had faith in Narada Muni. So he broke the bow, after that he asked, now what shall I do? How will I eat? You see, before breaking the bow he didn't ask. He had faith in his spiritual master. Hey, my spiritual master will make arrangement. He broke the bow and he said, now spiritual master, what should I do? Tell me, I know only this. He said, don't do anything, just sit and chant here. Narada Muni told, you sit here, chant Hare Krishna, I will arrange for your food. What happened? We know the story. All the people surrounding villages, they all heard, oh, the dreaded hunter Mrigari, he has become a devotee, he is chanting. Oh, let's all go and see him, let's take him gifts, let's offer. They all brought their offerings and they gave. He got much more food than what he was getting by hunting. Similarly, if we have the faith in words of spiritual master and Krishna, we practice that and preach that boldly, then the change in the society will come like that. Therefore, in our own small and humble way, as the devotees of this society, we are creating a role model. We are creating a model for the society at large. See, here there is a community who are following the codes of God and they are living nicely, peacefully, happily. If the same codes of God are extended to a larger society, everybody can be peaceful. So therefore, we first become role models by practicing the codes of God properly, and by our example is better than precept. By our example, we can bring other important people, influential people in the society to take up this, and then there will be a change in the society at large. So we will stop here. I think we are already 5 minutes, 10 minutes almost exceeded the time. And before I give the floor to any question, if at all, there is an important announcement. Today we are, I think in the Sunday announcement in the temple hall also it was mentioned. Today we are being blessed by the presence of a very holy person, His Holiness Sri Sugunendra Tirtha Swamiji of Puttige Mutt. He will be visiting our temple and we will be felicitating and honoring him. On this occasion, Sri Madhupandit Prabhu and Chanchalapati Prabhu will be also present in the Multivision Theatre. Madhupandit Prabhu will also address the gathering. We request all the devotees, after your prasadam, please do not go home. Please come back to the Multivision Theatre latest by 10:45 and please be part of this program to honor the Swamiji. So, we'll close the class for today. Thank you very much for listening. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.